Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jubilation and Contemplation. Today, we're going to be going over weird encounters. I'll give you your main hosts of the podcast today. We have Two,
Hello, everybody.
we have Blake,
What's up, boys? Glad to be here.
we have Zuck,
Yo.
and Cody,
That's me.
and we have our guest on the show today, Ghost Diablo.
Hello.
And then I'll be your main host. Hi, I'm Gabe. So,
Hey,
what do we
Gabe.
think about, what do we have our weird encounters? What's on our list?
We'll just be going around talking about weird encounters in every aspect of our life.
So real life and on like Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, and anywhere.
Yes.
Like the weirdest
Any
encounters
type of
you have.
Dude,
I got a
one,
few weird encounters on
literally-
Xbox.
I had one literally like 2 days ago. So my dad pulled into the gas station to get gas, and I'm just sitting there in the passenger seat of the car, and like this dude just starts walking up to the gas station, hood up, in a ski mask, with like his hand in his pocket with like a large object in his
Oh
hand.
no!
And I was like, and then he just walks in, and I'm looking towards the window, and he just like buys this like dried fruit candy and then leaves. I
Just
was
like slowly move your hand over to the door and just lock your door.
I was like, dear God, why? Like,
Have
that
you
is the
seen
worst
anybody-
idea, especially at a gas station.
That kind of reminds me. One time I was like in downtown. Well, people listening probably don't know where this is, but it was downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. And so we went into this gas station, and this big giant dude, like he probably weighed like 500-600 pounds. He walks in and he has two guns strapped to his waist, and he wasn't like, I don't think he was a police officer or anything. He was in some beat up old car. And I thought for sure that the gas station was about to get robbed. I was like, oh gosh.
Are you saying
Here's
police
my
officers don't
moment.
have money?
Maybe
What?
he was
No.
undercover.
He could have been, but like, I don't know. He just looked real sketchy.
There are a
Was
lot of
he
sketchy-
wearing-
And he didn't have. It
Sketchers?
wasn't like professional gun. Like, it was just like two guns in his pocket. It was
guys,
like
like-
scary.
Like,
I got a good.
and they're
I got a
Oh,
good.
so, like, not
encounter.
even in holsters?
Yeah, one of them was in a holster, and then one of them was like in his like jean pocket. So it was
Oh,
kind of
that's
scary.
That's not
Reaches
safe.
for his credit card, accidentally pulls out his gun. Oops, wrong one.
Oh, whoops! Oh, now that I have it out, I might as
Um,
well rob this place.
Oh,
I
well,
actually had a
you
weird
know.
encounter the other day while at the store. Random dude walks up to me and just starts talking to me. Don't even know the dude, and I swear he was on something because you could barely understand him. He was saying something about the coronavirus. It was very awkward. Because like he would just
Alright.
like get closer and closer to you as like he would talk, and it's just like no, it was not a fun time.
Have you ever
You
seen
think
that
you had a weird
commercial?
encounter with a crackhead? Oh gosh.
I had one last
Have you
night,
ever-
actually.
Have you ever seen
Last
that
Mine is
night.
commercial?
nothing near as weird as what some of them get.
There's this commercial
Alright,
I
so-
saw. It was like, I'm that up and close personal
guys
type
know-
guy. It was for a toothpaste company. It's like, I get up and close.
Let the man explain his commercial. Come on.
All right.
Yeah, so like, I saw like his encounter reminded me of the commercial, because the guy in the commercial, he's like, Crest, I get up and close and personal.
No. Okay. What were you gonna say?
All right. I've been trying to say this whole time because it made me remember last night. Me and the boys all down here in Florida went to Taco Bell. And you know how you hear all them Florida man stories? This was a Florida woman, dude. This was
Oh
different.
no!
Oh
So-
gosh.
We were like just jamming out in the car, heading down to Taco Bell, and we were having a good time because like Taco Bell is only allowed to give out like I don't know 2 orders of food or something, and we like went around twice, but obviously the lady knew it was us twice, but she was so cool that she just like let us get more food. We were having a good time. We went around, and there's this one lady like yelling and walking down the parking lot, and she was yelling at literally no one. There was nobody standing where she was yelling at. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe she's just looking for somebody. But then she gets up there and she's like yelling, just like looking all over the place, just looking for no one in particular. And her eyes are all wide the entire time. She's just like freaking out. We're just trying to get some Taco Bell, you know. And next thing I know, by the time we get like half our food and I look back, there was this dude on a bicycle, was not with this girl at all. Starts going down the parking lot, and this lady starts chasing after him in high heels.
Oh gosh.
Like she was running after this man full speed while he was on his bike. And I was like, oh god, man.
Poor
What is
guy. I
she
imagine you're just
on?
going to Taco Bell on your bike to get some like tacos, and some crackhead just starts chasing you at full speed, like freaking Black Ops 2 zombies, like "Rah, rah!" Oh god.
guy.
Oh, I would have
Pedal, man, pedal.
He's already running to the bathroom. He has to run from a crackhead also.
Pedal to the metal, man.
Twisted metal.
Oh god, dang it.
Does she have a Karen haircut?
Karen.
No. Honestly,
God damn it, Karen!
She kind of looked like a solicitor, you know?
Mm.
Some type
Dude.
of prostitute. She looked like she
So-
was on something. That could
So
just be
pretty
me
much
judging.
that reminds me of whenever I was in Las Vegas. So we were sitting outside of the casino, and like
Oh.
we were like banging on these cans with some sticks because there was like a live audio, like a live music playing, and we were like doing the tune of the music. And some dude walks out of the casino. He had so much money, you could tell he was like high on like so many different things. And then he just walks up to me and my sister, and he just gives us like $100. Just for banging on the cans. He was like, "Keep up the good work, guys." I was just like,
Oh my god, he was most definitely drunk.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I should take this money because like I don't know where it's been.
Probably
Who
some
knows? I
stripper's
mean, free money
waistband.
though.
Free money,
Yeah,
free money.
it was pretty freaky.
It's like that one meme. A dick is a dick. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, boys. You know how
What
I said
happened
like
to
you gotta
keeping
try
the-
and keep the swearing to a minimum.
Yeah.
Like
My
sure
mom.
aunt's
My
gonna
mom.
tune in.
Okay, don't forget.
Oh,
My
It's a
mom.
body
sorry.
part, guys. It's not a
Sorry,
cuss word.
Gabriel's mom.
Shout out to my
This-
mom. Hey.
Shout out to all
Sorry,
the
Jody.
moms out there. Hey.
Shout out to my mom. My mama's
out to
mom.
the
My
mom.
mama's.
I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways.
And it's good because none of my parents know English, so like, you know. Gucci gang, baby.
Oh my god.
And they like both
You know it's good because my parents don't know English.
they speak different languages, but there's one language they can like, you know, speak with each other. So it's like, oh, still
Sorry,
they
you're
don't
cutting
know
out there, bud.
English. Oh,
No, you didn't.
everybody's been cutting out
No,
for
I
me.
didn't.
I'm hearing everything.
Alright, let's talk about creepy encounters. Like the creepiest encounter you've ever had
Creepy
with
encounters.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
I have
Oh
a
my
story.
gosh.
Bruh,
I'm
there's
like-
so much of that in Omegle, dude. I
Oh
tried
my
that
god.
today.
Oh.
No,
Oh, no.
Blake,
Can
Blake.
it be like a haunted story though?
We know about that,
No.
Blake.
Yeah, we know about that. Hey, do you guys mind if I just slip in one more just regular old story really quick? I had a
Oh yeah,
groundhog
go ahead.
encounter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Don't
Yeah,
bother.
go ahead.
So it's a short one. It was pretty neat. But whenever I was at my dad's, I was looking along the tree line, you know, I decided to take a walk. So I get about halfway through the tree line, turn in, walk in there, and then all of a sudden I hear this rustling above my head, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a squirrel or something. So I look up quick, and dude,
Oh.
no more than a foot above my head is this groundhog just staring me dead in the eye. And I was like, I was trying to figure out what it was because I thought it was a burrowing animal, right? But no, they climb trees apparently. So I was just staring at it, and I kept like jumping, like trying to scare it off, and it would not move, dude. It was just like,
Wait, what
staring
was
me
it?
down. It was ready to pounce on. It was a groundhog, you know, like a woodchuck.
What? Those
Yeah.
those things climb up trees, bro?
They do.
Wait,
apparently.
did you guys just hear my notification? Or was that just
And they
me?
don't flinch.
That's just
One
you.
of- One creepy encounter
I
that
for
I had
sure
was when I
didn't
was
hear it.
hunting one time. You guys ever had a raccoon just stare you dead in the eyes while you're climbing up a tree stand? That's
have
like
not.
the sketchiest thing ever. They carry rabies. And
Okay, you want to hear a real sketchy animal story?
Oh yeah.
Sketchy.
So
animals.
one time, me, my sister, and our friend were all driving out. We were just like chillaxing, and all of a sudden, we pull up on this bunny, and it was in the side. And my sister's friend was like, "Oh, hey, it's a bunny. We should try to help it. I think it's hurt." We get out. This thing, I don't know what was wrong with it. It got like hit in the head or something, but it was bleeding out of its eyeballs. So it was crying blood,
Oh dear God.
and it was bleeding out of its mouth too a little bit. And
Oh.
we tried to like pick it up and try to help it, but then we all got scared, so we put it down. And then it started like running at us, so we got into the car, and then it was just like sitting outside of the car, like waiting for us to come out. And then we started to back up, and that thing jumped 6 foot high. It jumps 6 foot high.
That reminds
Dude,
me
it
of
was
that.
so
Do you guys
terrifying.
remember that one like movie or book about that rabbit, that killer rabbit?
No.
Like it was an
Oh,
albino
nobody
rabbit.
knows
The
and
that.
it died?
vampire rabbit thing.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
So there's
Right,
Oh,
this
that'd
is
be
movie.
like
scary.
this book about a
Vampire rabbit.
Maybe.
I know I've already gone twice. But this reminds me so much. I cannot believe I forgot about this. I saw a horseshoe crab today, boys.
Oh.
You know, like those weird.
Oh, those are
sick.
really cool.
Those are
Ooh.
Probably
gross.
had
It comes
corona.
back. I put it back in the ocean.
Probably has
It's pretty
corona.
sick.
It was pretty
Wait,
neat.
so what if we don't have like a creepy animal story? Like, what if it's like paranormal?
Just like
Ooh.
in
Oh,
general.
sure.
I mean,
Yes.
Alright,
I have a good
so
one too.
Paranormal.
But you.
it is a
Yeah.
very weird. Like, I don't even. Okay, so basically,
My
I have
dad
this
came
like
home.
coat hook. Oh yeah, nice one. But I have this like jacket hook on my. It's like right next to my closet, and this was back whenever I lived in my upstairs room rather than the one I'm in now. But so it was upstairs. There was 2 coats on the hanger because there's like 2 prongs, and then on top of that, there was just sprinkled like crumbs of pretzels on top of there, and like no one was home. And then there was like, I thought, hey, maybe the cats did it, but like there's nothing around it to where the cats could have
When your
gone up
cat
there.
just like sprinkles pretzel crumbs onto your coat hanger.
Well, yeah, but like, what else am I supposed to blame it on? No one's home. There's nothing home with me, and like, the cats obviously couldn't get to that because there was nothing around it. So I go back downstairs, and there's just like pretzels laying all over the floor, and yeah, there was just like pretzels everywhere. And so I talked to my
Paranormal
well,
pretzel
no, the thing
encounters.
is, like,
That's so scary.
I talked to my parents about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we haven't had pretzels in the house." And I was like, "What?" So we checked all over the place. There's no pretzels in the
Maybe it was a homeless guy.
I wish.
Some
Homeless
homeless
guy was
dude
just
went to your
hungry.
house.
You
Dude,
wish.
I wish. There were no, because like later that night. So
Huh?
yeah, they were like, "There's no pretzels around the house," and I was like, "Okay, that's weird." But like later that night, I'm up really late because I was just playing this game, talking to some friends, and I go into the kitchen to make some popcorn, and like, I don't know how to explain it. My kitchen is like, it's not like a square room. It's like a very thin rectangle that more of like a hallway
Yeah, I know
that you
I know
walk
what you mean.
through. And then it leads directly into the living room, and between the living room and the kitchen is the bathroom. So like, there's a door where the kitchen ends, there's the bathroom, and then it goes to the living room. So I was sitting there at the microwave, and I like turn my head, and from the bathroom I see this like massive, like taller than anyone I've ever seen figure, just like
Pretzel?
yeah, pretzel.
Jeez.
Like I see this
It's
Giant
very
pretzel.
unlikely for Shaq to kill you, but the odds
But-
are never 0.
But yeah, I just see like this
Oh, yeah.
massive figure go from like the bathroom into the living room, and I thought it was my brother because he was home from college at the time. So I walk into the
But
living room and
I
there's
thought you
just
said it
no
was
one
tall.
there. Well, it was, but I like, what else am I supposed to associate it with? There was no one else up, so I was like, okay, it's probably my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
And I walk into the living room and there's just no one there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bed.
Big
I have a
scares.
story very
I
similar.
think I'm just
to
gonna
that.
like lock my door real quick.
Oh, you have a pretzel story too, Blake?
Not about pretzels though.
I have
Anybody
one
else
that's
go
not
first,
about
though?
pretzels. I
Okay,
got
go,
a
Stable.
story.
Paranormal stories are the best.
All right, so I I don't know why that this night. I don't know what was going on that night, but like me, my stepbrother, and my sister, we were all messing around in the house like super late at night, and next thing we know, we hear our dog in the basement just barking at something random. We don't know what it is. We look outside and everything. We go to inspect, and we see like these figures running across our yard and running across like everything. And then like so we don't know what to do. So we wake our parents up. My dad walks out there to see what's going on. No one's out there, but my dog. We go down to check on my dog. She's literally just sitting there staring at a corner, barking at the corner. Just no one, nothing there. Just her barking at a corner. It was weird.
I
Like
got
we heard
a
we heard
weird
like the weird
story.
knocking on our door at the same time.
I
Alright,
got a
Gabriel.
weird story. Happened last night. So
Ooh,
y'all don't know
French.
this. I'm a religious fellow.
Was it whenever we were
Alright.
doing the heist and we paranormally failed
It
it like
was
16
after.
times?
It was like right after. Like I was about to fall asleep. And then I got like this weird feeling that someone was in the bed with me, right?
Oh
I
no.
swear, I felt like somebody was laying right next to me. I turned around. I was like, "Dude, what?" I kid you not. I was like talking about God and all this stuff to like air. I swear, like I felt like there was a handprint on my back, and my back started getting like burning hot, like 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 boy. I was so scared. Oh, I was.
This sounds
So
pretty
yeah,
terrifying.
I was about to like jump out of my bed, but then I was like, my religious side kicked in, and I straight up preached.
You mean prayed?
No, I preached.
No.
I preached. I like preached
You
to air.
preached.
Preaching to the demons.
I gave that thing.
Convert the
I gave that thing
demons.
some holy water, dude.
Reading scripture to that boy.
Dude, I have too many ghost stories. Like
Bruh,
I'm pretty
good
sure
one.
my house is like actually haunted.
Pick a good
Yeah, I
one.
swear,
I-
my other house was haunted.
I don't know what
before I
the
moved.
scariest one I've ever had was. I have
I-
no
This an
clue.
interesting one.
I'd
It's a
say
good
I've
one.
had a weird one because like I used to live in like this house. Like it looked beat down and everything, but it looked decent also. In Fort Wayne. And I remember when I was around like 8 or 9 when I was all alone in the upstairs bedroom and I slept on the floor on a carpet and it was like facing a certain way, right? So when I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning, I was all the way in another corner of the other side of the bed, and I was like, that, and then that's not the only weird encounter in that house because one time my mom woke up in the middle of the night to see a black figure in the kitchen, like cooking, and then you could smell something, and then she walked towards it, and there was nothing, and then all there was
Excuse me?
a little draft, and then another one was downstairs. Sometimes the lights will flicker, and you could hear like a little laugh in the like the gas area, you know, where you got all the heaters and all that.
Yeah.
And like it was so fucking weird. So we just like we never went back there. We moved out of that house immediately because there was so many like weird stuff going on in there. We were just like, nah, we good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next subject. You know, I'm getting a little
Wait,
weirded out
so-
at this
So
point.
pretty much, there's a little
Wait,
girl
Blake still got stories
haunting our
for me.
house. There's a little girl haunting our house, pretty much.
Currently, or
And
your
I
old
know
house?
this. I know this for a fact. Okay? Because I have had so many different encounters with the little girl, and she's the same exact way every single time. And
Wait.
so pretty much,
What?
not
You
like
mean
that.
like size?
No, like she looks exactly the same, and she does the exact same
Why
things
did you say
way.
wait?
every single time.
You didn't just
the
say
same
appearance.
way.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought he said the same weight.
No, I was saying wait, like no, God. No, so pretty much anyways, one of the scariest ones I ever had is I was on my bed. It was when I was like really younger. I was like around the same age as her, and I was on my bed, and then like stuff started like falling off of my shelves, and stuff started like flying off of it. And then I saw her, and she was like smiling, and she was in the corner of the room, which is where she's usually at. She's usually in the corner of the room, and it was like very scary. But then I woke up in my bed, so I figured it was a dream. But then I looked around, and literally all the stuff that I saw fly off was on the ground, broken. Like I had glass things on my counter, and they were all destroyed on the ground and just shattered into a million pieces. And
Ooh.
oh yeah, and then the freaky part is whenever I went to go downstairs and I touched the door handle, it was like really warm, and I don't know why.
Ooh.
Hey, all right. So I just got one more, and we can move on to the next topic. All right. So the house that's my aunt's house that I actually happen to be living in right now. I stayed in that for a short time with my mom because we're out of house and stuff, and she was like, "Hey, I'll just talk to my family about it." So we moved in with her, and this happens to be the same house that my grandmother died in. Actually, she died in the room like right below where I was staying, and I happened to be staying in this exact same room this time too. And this is where like this thing happened in the room. Anyway, I had the door open one night. I was playing GTA on the old 360, and I had my mic on and stuff, playing the game, and then things were a bit quiet. Had this door wide open. Everything was dark out. Nobody was home except for my mom, and she was in the shower down the hall. So nobody could have been around to do this. And I heard a tapping. It was just a small tap. I wondered what that was. I just kind of looked back. I was curious. I was like, that's weird. I turned back, just kept playing GTA again. And that time, I don't know, maybe like a minute or two later, I heard 2 taps. So I turned around again, made sure there was nothing in the doorway. Waited for like a good 15 to 20 seconds, and I didn't see anything. So I turned back and kept playing. And then I heard 3 taps, and I whipped my head around, and as soon as I did, I saw this black, hunched figure just like drift across the doorway. And I was just horrified. And I just sat there for
Jesus.
probably about a good 5 minutes. And since I'm white, and horror movies aren't all that different from reality, I decided to go investigate like any white person would.
My lord.
So I get up and go out, and there wasn't nothing that could have there was like a bit of a whooshing noise too I heard whenever it went across, and it was like it was like chilling. I went out there. There's no dog or nothing that could have even made the noise. My mom was still in the shower. Looked all around. There was nothing there.
And
I stayed in that house.
Everybody's gonna sleep good tonight.
Blake, I stayed in that
definitely.
house.
Yeah, I
Why
know.
didn't you tell me, Blake? It's probably just
All
gonna
right,
like
so,
kill you
we gotta
guys
talk about
because of me and
regular
Maya being
weird
so
encounters
loud.
now.
Oh no. What's the weirdest achievement you've ever had? Like something that everybody found is super weird, but to you is like something you cherish. It's an achievement that you cherish. But
A
to others
long
it's weird.
penis.
Okay.
Most scorpion backflip
Wait.
attempts.
One more weird encounter. One more weird encounter that I
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Ah.
Doesn't your mom watch this podcast?
No.
Me?
Malone.
Edit that out.
Whoever
Edit
just said that. Yeah.
No, okay. Real quick. One more. It's not paranormal. It's regular. So I was at the so in Fort Wayne they have the children's festival thing, and I don't think they do anymore, but they used to do it. And I was there once, and it was like a parade. And then this 7 foot tall, we were watching the parade, and this 7 foot tall Ronald McDonald, he walks up to me, he bends down, looks me straight in the eyes, and he goes, "Oh, hey Cody, I didn't know you were gonna be here today." And I was just like, okay, it's kind of creepy. And my parents have no clue who it was. And I don't know
That's
how
gross.
he knew my
Oh.
name.
Knows you by name.
Your local.
No.
I was
Definitely like your
terrified.
dad.
I'm done.
I was terrified. No, I was with both of my parents and my sister, and we don't know who
My
it
man
was.
out here like Pennywise, bro.
Okay, Fort Wayne seems like a very I'm never going there. Heck
I was
no.
like,
Don't walk
Ronald
on
McDonald,
Broadway.
I'm gonna need you to head out, please.
Whatever
Don't
you
you
do,
live on the
do
other
not
side
go
of
on
the
a walk
country?
alone on Broadway.
Why? On
That's
Broadway,
true,
what's
Blake.
gonna happen?
And if you do, like going under the bridge or something, like fake a phone call saying you're gonna be wherever in like 2 minutes because you might get jumped.
Isn't there like this stair myth in Indiana where like if you don't walk up the stairs and count this exact
Oh,
number, like you
yep,
die or
I've been
something
to
like
that.
that?
I've
Yeah,
been to that. I've done it with my sister.
yeah. I was like, when I found that out, I'm like, I am
Wait, what, man?
interest because
What?
like
If you don't
I,
count the
I,
stairs?
I
There's
yeah,
like
like
a
you have to like
grave.
walk up the stairs and count the exact number. Is it like 100 or something? And if you miscount or like count to just 99, some weird stuff will start happening to you. And some
Yeah.
people say it's true, and some people are like, "Oh, it's just a hoax." But
I've been to that,
I've
and
never heard of it, and I've been in Indiana my whole life.
okay, I've been to that, and I counted it and stuff, and I didn't count all the things. But the only weird thing that happened was I heard a scream in the woods, and nothing else happened. So that's
The
it.
only thing
yo,
The only
there's
You
this.
know,
you act as if that's normal.
just a scream in the woods.
There
No
was this.
big
Yeah.
deal.
In Texas, there's this like school that was like, I think a bunch of kids died in, and then they rebuilt over it. Something like this is like some type of horror movie type stuff. But like, if you go back to that school, that elementary actually, you can still hear the kids walking, dancing, and all that, and like walking down the halls and all that. It's super weird. I'm told, but I'm like, I don't like them. I don't like ghosts. I don't like paranormal stuff.
Okay,
So I'm not gonna go there.
I don't like it, but at the same time I do.
It's very intriguing, but
Yeah,
like
it-
when you
Yes.
get like very personal or close to it, you're like, nah. I'm about to head out.
Yeah, it's very interesting,
I'm
but it's also
good.
like you
I
don't
don't
want it
know
to
how
happen.
true this story is, but it's one that my dad told me about how he was staying at his friend's house, and like so he fell asleep, and so he wakes up in the middle of the night to like this weird screeching noise and like being scratched. He doesn't know what it was because they didn't have animals. He blames
Like-
it on demons, but
Like he got scratched or he heard
yeah,
scratching.
like he like
Oh
he
my gosh.
like he felt like scratches.
Oh.
I don't know.
There was my mom when she lived
And
in
see,
Thailand.
yeah, what?
Go ahead.
those Asian
The
demons,
weirdest
dude.
the weirdest thing is the house that he was staying at. It was his friend's house. His mom claims to be able to talk to ghosts and everything, and like no, like I don't know. It's weird. Like she claims to be able to like talk to people that are dead, and it kind I don't even know.
So like one of
There's-
those like seance people.
There's a story my mom used to tell me a lot where she was, as a little girl, she was lost like a distant, like I think she said like 8 miles away from her home, and it was nighttime, and she saw this black figure. Half of his face was missing, and he looked like he was crying the whole time, but he was like showing my mom the way back home, and there would be like little parts he would like stop at, and my mom noticed that that's where the like other people have died, and like there was this one building that was destroyed, and it had like it's where like I think 15 people died, and then like he slowly led my mom back, and then when my mom finally got back, she looked back and saw the black figure, and he waved back and smiled instead of cried, and then he just disappeared. I could go into detail, but it'll be a really long story. But like that was one of the weirdest stories my mom told, but she swears it's true. And like
Dude, if I
even
look
my
up-
grandparents said that my mom just came back just randomly.
If I look up Thai urban legends and stuff and then catch something that even slightly resembles that, I'm gonna lose it.
Japanese
I'm
urban
gonna do
legends are
Japanese are
Jeez.
horrifying.
Yeah, they are.
Dude, like The Grudge.
At least that
stuff
was,
like
like,
The Grudge. That
benevolent.
stuff freaks me out.
Like
Nah,
the
just
other stuff is like
imagine though, like being lost and all of a sudden, like even though he's not gonna hurt you, a black figure showing you the way home.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
And
have called
I would
crying
think
the
I
whole
was
time.
dead. I would think I was dead, dude.
then he like marks spots where other people have died, and then finally marks the spot where he died. And it's like,
Ugh. You
I
just
am.
find what if it like showed her his dead body?
No, my mom said that there was like a hand peeking out of a tree, but like she never ever got close. She just kept like
Um,
walking down the
Smart
road.
move.
yeah.
Smart move.
Smart mom.
Yeah,
And
there's
the
like,
scratch,
ooh.
dude, the scratch thing reminded me so much. I completely forgot about this because it was like I just wanted to forget about it. But we played this game. We got it from like a garage sale. This is like such a long time ago. This was when my sister was like my age, and my cousin was around my age. And anyways, she was staying here. We don't talk to her anymore, but she was staying at our house, and we got this game from a garage sale. And I can't remember like who sold it to us, but I remember we got it from a garage sale, and it was called like cat scratch or something like that. And we played it, and it was just a regular game, like there was nothing to it. And then we woke up, we went to sleep, and I woke up like 5, and like I had scratches everywhere, like all over my back, all over my arms, and so did my cousin. And it was so weird, and I don't know what happened.
I got a
don't like
question.
that.
But we didn't wake up in the middle of the night because we didn't feel anything. We just woke up and there were scratches everywhere. They were deep too. They were like hard, and it was like very scary.
I got a question though, right? If any
What?
of us, if all of us actually were in a horror movie, who do you think would make the smartest decision, and who do you think would make the dumbest decision? Out of
Not
all
Gabe
Me.
because he's mixed.
of
Sorry, Gabe, you would be dead.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Zucky,
true.
I think you might be one of the first going, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I feel like Zucky and Gabe would just die automatically.
I feel like
Wow.
I think Cody's got that oh hell nah factor. Like
Yeah,
he just does not want to see anything. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
I think maybe I'd be one of the first to go too because I'm just too curious. Like
You said that on a podcast.
Curiosity does kill
Oh,
cats.
okay. I'm
sometimes.
hurt.
you're still
You
on
said
that,
that on a-
dude. We've moved past that. Nobody really cares.
But the thing is, like, it is very
Nah,
fascinating.
nah.
the
There's no
paranormal activity.
it's.
Oh gosh.
Two, what were you saying?
The paranormal activities are very like every country has some sort of paranormal with it, and that's very fascinating. I find
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
like the what's that? I think it was a German. Oh no, it was a British boat where like they were taking some sort of disease or some or like serum to test from Japan because they were trying to use it to like kill and test it on you know captured people, captives, and like they were slowly shipping it back to Britain or something like that, and then the ship like everybody on the ship slowly just died off, and then rescue ship came and they found everybody on the deck like dead, just like or like paralyzed in the position they were before they died, and like it was very weird, and then like anybody that would get on would start like you know becoming paralyzed and dying and like shock and everything. And then finally it just blew up the boat and it has disappeared. But people say they can still see the ship's ghost. And I'm like, that's very interesting.
I
Like-
actually,
Wanna bring
this
something
isn't
up right
necessarily
now.
paranormal. Okay, you go first.
Okay. Well, it has nothing to do with what we were talking about, but I'm playing 2K right now, and Allen Iverson just dunked.
Shut up.
Nobody
2K sucks.
cares. 2K
Whoa!
2K
You just
same
lost
game
20
every
fans.
year.
No,
Play
it's
some
not. There's a
basketball.
story
Yes, it
to
is.
Consoles are for
there's a
actual
story
games.
to it. It's a basketball game. There's no story. It's
Consoles
just a
are
bunch
for
of
real
games
games.
back to back.
Roblox.
it. Whoa.
Roblox is the game of the lords, all right.
Oh, how weird! The squeaker's playing Roblox. That's a surprise.
Oh, you're not
Oh,
very nice.
that's not nice, bro.
That's
Okay, I'm
not
searching up.
nice.
Am
I'm
I
searching
wrong?
up urban legends from there, and this is one of the things that it says. Want to hook up with the ghost hottie from Thailand? Urban legend? Question mark.
All right, Blake, what were you gonna say?
What?
Oh yeah, I was saying there was this was actually a Cold War story I heard, and I believe this was actually supposed to be true. And this isn't necessarily founded on anything because it's just something I heard that it could be completely false. But I believe the Soviets were like testing some type of biological or chemical agent to like see if it could be used if like a nuclear war were to kick off between the US and the Soviets. And it like strongly resembled the effects of like really hot like biological agents like Ebola or like Marburg virus, like where it attacks like your body's cells and like just starts hemorrhaging everything, including your brain, and makes you hallucinate and stuff. But it may have actually been a strain of Ebola. But apparently like broke loose in a submarine. They couldn't surface or anything because they were supposed to be incognitus given the social like the Cold War status. This is a completely secret vessel. And I believe they either used this as a test or it was leaked or something. But it started like infecting everybody or affecting some way. And they all believed that there were demons on the ship, along with Death himself, just killing everybody and like just making everybody die of heat, just go nuts. And I think some of them killed each other just their hallucinations and just going crazy.
That's
And
weird.
I believe like they like crapped and like cried blood until they were dead.
Kind of like the bunny.
Kind of like the bunny, yeah.
No, have you played
Which
Man of Medan?
I have not.
Badance.
Oh,
Man of
I know
Medan
what you're
goes-
talking
Allen
about.
Iverson just dunked
Dude,
again,
that
by the way.
game
Is it the
so
game?
good.
Isn't it like the game where you're on the ship and then like there's two different points of view and then like
Oh
paranormal
Yeah.
stuff
yeah,
starts
that
happening?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what's that one game with the Wendigo? Same creators, I think,
Oh,
but yo, it's such
Until
a good
Dawn?
game. Yeah, Until Dawn. It like you can have a bad ending, good ending, and of that, and everything's so fast paced sometimes, and like
Yeah.
all of your choices matter. It's a good game. It's a very good game. I'd
dude,
recommend
I
it
hate
highly.
Until Dawn's like Wendigo representation. It's just like a frail, like thin,
Bald
gross
baby.
looking person. Like it's not even what a Wendigo is supposed to be like in mythology.
Yeah,
Like it's just a
I
really
thought it would look
stupid
a bit
representation.
cooler.
The Wendigo is like the thing like where like it like cannibalism, like people that cannibalize.
Yeah.
It's essentially like an old Native American myth. Like if you were to cannibalize other people, it's seen as like a massive sin, and like they were saying like you're gonna turn into this disgusting, horrid, like reeking, disgusting monster if you were to
Yeah,
like
like your face
cannibalize
looks
other
like a
people.
caribou, and then you have like horns and stuff and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like horns, and you have like this. You're supposed to have like this awful pit of just hunger that can never be filled, and you'll always be eating other people. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a really oof
It's a very cool
mythology, I
story.
guess. It is cool.
Yeah,
though.
like I actually like watch those one videos on like the really stupid like top 10 monsters blah 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 on YouTube, not because like it scares me, like
Number
I'm genuinely
15,
interested in these
Wendigo.
things. Shut up. No. No number 15.
What do you think? What do you think is the coolest monster of mythology? Like any mythology?
I was gonna say
Mythos.
Wendigo. Like
Skinwalkers are
Wendigo's one of
awesome.
my favorites.
Skinwalkers are better. There's more.
Mm,
There's more like.
Cthulhu.
There's more canon behind them. Cthulhu's
I
neat,
say
but
Cthulhu. No, the thing
Cthulhu's
is, like,
not even the
if you
best.
look at him, like, you go insane. So, like, you can't win against him. That's the
No,
thing.
I'm
Like,
saying like out of like Lovecraftian mythology is like it's so cool. I love Lovecraftian literature, But like I'm saying, Cthulhu isn't even the coolest of the gods in that.
Well,
though.
not all out of all of them, but like he's one of those that like are very interesting. Also,
He is very interesting, and that's why he's like one of the biggest like bases for that literature in the first place because he's very interesting. But like, I think the other ones are. I've only seen like very simplified forms of like reviews over like what they're supposed to be and stuff. But I know there's some cooler parts of that.
Yeah, there are some other cooler gods.
H.P. Lovecraft was a very good author, though.
The
H.P.
SCP
Lovecraft.
Foundation thing was really cool too. Their monsters were really
Dude, that's like
Yeah.
that's not by one author though. That's like a whole
yeah. That's
forum
by
of
like a
people.
bunch
Yeah.
of forums. Yeah.
That's what
Whoa.
I love so much about that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know. It was loud.
Ow. Who
There's
was
Cth-
that? Whose mic was that?
For the Lovecraftian mythos, there's the Cthulhu, the Yig, Yagolnak, Cthulga,
Yog
Doggin,
Sothoth. You got
You're
like
Boltrug,
speaking language
Hasta,
that I do not know.
Illith, Gloon, Ran Tegoth, Gatonathua,
What are you
Alachnathia,
saying?
and Dagon. And they all
there's
got
what are
some
those like inner
really
gods or
interesting
outer
symbols.
gods or what?
Those are, I think, the main gods, but the creatures are. There are a lot of creatures. Father Dagon, great race of Yith, Shudmel, Shathenian, first in star, Shathenian third in star, Shathenian adult, great great adult Shathenian, Shuaba Ishento, Tigath, Hound of Tendalas,
Please stop.
Dimensional Shambler. Jeez, these
Dude,
names
you
are
get like
amazing.
H.P. Lovecraft had to be tripping some balls or like in some
Bro, he
type
was
of
on
cult.
some of that good stuff, bro.
One or the other.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine
Give me
making
what
all
he's
of
having.
those like just so complicated and weird names?
Have you played The Witcher though? The Witcher has some nice monsters also. Like the art they put into like all these creatures are so cool. Like they put so much detail into all the monsters and stuff. Like if they were real, I wouldn't run away. I'd like I would like write down on a journal everything about them.
Have you guys ever seen the show Mountain Monsters?
No, but I don't want to.
It is literally the best show ever made. It's a bunch of hillbillies. It's like Finding Bigfoot, except hillbillies with guns and they try to kill the monsters. And it's just like a bunch of cryptids. And it's so funny. Like, it's so obviously fake, but it's the most entertaining thing you will ever watch. It is like my favorite show. Just look up
Oh,
clips
before we
from
start-
Mountain Monsters.
Before we start drifting way too far off topic, I wanted to say I have like this friend that believes she's like a psychic, right? And I'm not gonna say she's not because I've seen some things and she's explained some things that I can't 100% disprove. Like she believes there's like werewolves and stuff. Not saying I don't, not saying I do. And she says she can like talk to this demon from hell. And she's like she's mentioned this
Oh,
like sitting right beside me and she's like, yeah, this chick says like what's up, you know? And I'm like, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that, dude. I'm not sure. Like I'm grooving, I'm open minded and all, but like I don't know, man. Hell doesn't sound too scrumptious right now. Doesn't sound too not too tropical, you know? But dude, seriously, like one time we were sitting inside the house and her and her brother were sitting on the couch and we were talking about these werewolves in the first place, you know, and we just started talking about them. I was like, how do I know they're real, right? Like how do I understand? And she described them as to having like the best hearing, like possibly comprehensible. And then I heard these two taps on my window, and it was the window behind her. But she didn't lean back and tap on it. Her brother didn't tap on a window. My dad and her mom were asleep, and I didn't touch nothing. And I just heard two taps, and they were solid taps. It couldn't have been anything else. And keep in mind that like there are trenches like right behind my house that are probably like I don't know, it's probably like a good 6, 7, maybe like grazing 8 feet to like midway up the window from there to like the ground. So something tall had to be touching that window. Nobody was outside.
Yeah.
So like that's
Yeah.
pretty sketchy. And I can't really explain that besides the fact that somebody went up to that window and tapped on it solidly twice.
Sketchier than Skechers.
Have you guys shut up? Have you guys heard of like that one I don't remember what thing it came from, but it's called like the Black-Eyed Kids.
Oh yeah.
Is that a racist joke?
Oh yeah.
I said I'd calm yourself. They like apparently
So it's a racist
I can't
joke?
remember that. Shut up. But
No, black kids, they're terrifying.
Okay, alright.
or Black-Eyed Children.
Yeah.
Children.
It's a legend of here. I just googled it because I can't remember exactly. It's between the ages 6 and 16 with pale skin and black eyes, who are. Hold on, gotta wait for the rest to load. Basically, I think it was like something about like if you drive through not a specific area, but like I think I can't remember what state it was. I want to say it was like Utah or something. There was like this road that you would like drive and you would see them and they would ask for like a ride, and then you'd drive to like where they took you, and then you would like look back as you're at that destination and they'd just be gone.
Nice.
Silence.
Seems like something I would like to encounter.
Yeah, the picture
It's like
is
that.
zoinks.
The
Okay,
Japanese
Black-Eyed
Children. Black-Eyed Children are an American contemporary legend of supposed paranormal creatures that supposedly remote. Yeah, he said 6 and 16. Pale skin, black eyes, who are reportedly seen hitchhiking or maybe even panhandling, and are encountered on doorsteps of residential homes. So I
Bro,
don't really
imagine
know
living in the woods and just like all of a sudden getting a knock and just seeing like 3 pale children.
Ugh.
I know the pedophiles are gonna be like, "Oh, it's dinner time."
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yikes.
No. That's a yikes.
Yikes.com.
I heard, I saw it on YouTube. Like, there's this road somewhere, and you like have to keep driving, or you have to like it's an endless road. Like if you turn on this road, you can't turn back, and you can't like you'll keep driving forever unless you do these certain like steps. And
Hey.
if you stop, you'll get surrounded by people in black robes or whatever, and you'll like I don't know what'll happen to you after that.
This reminds me. Have you guys ever heard of the left-right game?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
What?
Put
it's
your
where
left foot
you
in,
start-
put your
you
right
like, get in a
hand out,
trance or
You
something while
start
you're
at
going
one
around?
corner.
and shake it all about.
You start at one corner of the United States, and you turn left and right on every single road until you hit all the way to the other corner of the country. And supposedly, now this, and again, there's no founding this whatsoever, just like most things people talk about like this. But supposedly, things are supposed to start getting weirder and weirder and more abnormal, and you're supposed to get more and more disconnected with the outside world the further you go. So if you just keep turning left and right and left and right, and you hit a certain bridge and you just keep going, then you either have to turn back the exact same way, or you have to just keep going forward. And you always have to hit that
Oh.
left and right turn, or else you're screwed.
What's that one
Okay.
game where like you lay down and a person puts you in a trance, and then like you have to go through doors or something like that? And if you see
Oh,
like
I
a
don't know.
man
I
in
heard
black,
about that.
you
I heard that.
you have to like get pulled out instantly. Like the person that put you in the trance has to like wake you up, or you will never wake again. Something like that. I think it's like red door, yellow door, any other door,
Yes,
something like
that's
that.
it. That's what it is. Red door,
Yo,
yellow door.
I heard about that and I was like, interesting. And I did some research and I couldn't find like too many solid videos. Like you can see like little kids doing it, but like you don't see like any like very good videos to watch, like see. And I looked it up, and I'm like, I don't want to try it because why? Why would I try it? It's like every horror movie where like that one kid tries it out and everybody dies. But like, nah, it's an interesting thing what the mind can come up with and what like stuff is out there.
Like
Oh,
when I
yeah.
walk outside in the dark and then like I'm just imagining a bunch of scary stuff.
Man, you don't even know
You
the
know, I'm
definition
gonna
of
sleep
paranormal.
very well tonight.
You know what'd be the scariest thing though? Like,
No, I don't know. Please don't tell me either.
Tell me,
aw.
tell
You
me, tell me.
should.
Not so like this is for the people that love beaches. I'm sorry, it might ruin it for you, but like
For people
just
who love
imagine
demons.
beaches.
Oh, okay.
So imagine like you're just walking down a beach forever, and then all of a sudden like just you hit a corner and you look back and there's nothing there anymore. And then if you try to walk back, it's just endless. Like that kind of like if that went through, that'd be very scary. Like no more
Yeah.
civilization, no more anything. You're just walking on a beach forever. That'd be scary.
It doesn't sound that bad.
I
I don't
feel
really
like
like people.
for like, isolation is scarier than an actual monster.
Yeah.
Like
mean, when you
being
think
able to
about
not
It's
it,
do
debatable.
anything is
Well-
scarier than like a monster.
because like,
Isolation is terrifying.
oh yeah, because there's nothing you can do about it. You're just stuck. You can't ask for help. You can't there's nothing you can do. You're just
It's like that one
stuck
theory I
there.
had where like if you just died, you just saw black and or
Just
white
black.
and you couldn't do anything. Just straight up. You can't think. You just can't do anything.
Have you guys seen the Vsauce episode where Michael like locks himself in like a white, just like pure white room with like nothing but
Oh,
a
yeah.
bed, a toilet, and like food and drinks in a fridge, and he stays in there for like 3 days.
It's like that.
See,
Dude,
What's
there
that?
was an
depending on the person,
experiment.
that takes a very strong-willed person because depending on the person, that could like cause a mental break.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that like
Yeah, it was like what
Oh, yeah.
what's that one SCP story, the rake or something like that? Where
Oh, I
like
hate that one.
it was they were put into a room and then one guy clawed his eyes out and then all that good stuff.
No, that was the Russian sleep experiment.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh
that's
my
what I was
God,
about to
I
say.
hate
The
that
Russian
one.
sleep
Screw that.
experiment.
That's
That
stupid.
one
Everybody
is-
knows about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I
just back on
don't
before we
like
move on
this conversation.
on that topic.
yet.
That's actually used as a form. That's used as a form of torture in some places. Like you just lock a man in a room eating nothing but rice, drinking clear water, white cups, white silverware, white clothing, white walls, white bed, white sheets. Everything is white except for his skin. And it's just used as a
Back at
form
it
of
again with the
torture.
white vans.
White vans, Daniel.
Well, yeah, I
Okay,
can see
the rake,
how
yeah,
that could be
or
used as
Russian
torture
sleep.
because it's the same thing. It's just repetitive. Like, how would you not go crazy if you just did the same thing every day, like over and over
There's
and
no
over
stimulation.
And over? Exactly.
It's just
And
white.
it leaves your mind to wonder, and all you can think about is like, what's out there, like what is out there, who's out there, and
Why am
what do
I
they
in here?
want,
What is
and like
out there
why
in the
am I
world?
here?
What is out there?
That's
a
the
good
question.
question. That's a
What is
more
out there?
terrifying question than all white.
Like we can do all the traveling we want, but we still don't know what's out there in the world.
We're only
Well,
on
no.
a tiny percentage of what the entire
We don't
universe
even know.
is.
We don't even know what all is in our ocean. We've barely discovered all of our
Yeah,
ocean.
that's what I was about to say.
Yet we
But
want
we
to.
don't know
ocean.
what's out there. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
like
do.
everyone
want
The
talks
to
ocean
travel.
terrifies
about
me.
maybe there's a megalodon out. The ocean does not terrify me. I really don't care. I know
I'm
that there
scared
aren't
of
any
what's in
giant
the ocean.
sea monsters because there's not enough oxygen for them to become that big. Like,
You don't. You don't know that, man. Some things
no,
metabolism are just
it's
like
science.
beyond their understanding of
It's
science.
scientific. Like you have to
Though
become that
science
big.
can't prove everything. There's certain things that science still hasn't proved.
There's quite a few. So like, biology is a very strange thing, and we have a good understanding of it. But bodies can like keep evolving and changing, and it's really, really weird. Because if a metabolism
yeah.
works slow enough, then like I don't know, man. Maybe it is possible.
Our
Maybe if it can
bodies
hardly move.
evolve very fast. Our bodies can evolve in all sorts of situations. Like I was reading about this one kid who grew up with animals, that whole, stuff. Like you grew up with animals. And what happened to this kid was he grew up with lizards, like salamanders by a lake. And his arms literally started to like merge into like reptilian like hands. Like they looked like ones of like amphibian. They looked like amphibian hands. And sadly, like he was rescued, but he was sadly killed by a lady who got scared of him and threw boiling water on him. But like he couldn't adjust to normal life. Like he literally would just sit there by the river the whole time and just be like depressed about the fact that he can't fit in.
That doesn't sound physically.
That doesn't
possible.
Yeah.
true at all. Like
I don't know.
that's
It's
not how
probably
evolution
not.
works.
Yeah, that's not the
Yeah.
definition of evolution, dude. It may be adapting, but not in terms of evolution. Evolution takes
Even if
many
that's
years.
adaptations, you can't. That's not how the body.
That's not
works.
physically, not the human body, at least. That's not how that works.
Yeah, not the human body.
There are pictures of the kid.
Oh, there's
I don't know.
pictures. Really, you know what else there are pictures of? Everything that's not real.
Very true.
Michelle Obama having a penis.
Exactly.
Michelle
Well,
Obama
you
in
know,
general.
Hey, maybe it's Michael Obama. You don't know.
Goes up to
The kids
Michelle.
could be adopted, man.
No,
Go up to
Michelle.
Michelle and ask, like, so I heard you got the big PP.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just say, like, because there's a picture of it, it's real. Like, there's pictures of Bernie Sanders.
So random.
Out of anybody,
I mean, there's pictures of Kim Kardashian.
Okay,
Not
that
funny.
was-
All right.
That was a good one.
Not
I'll
funny,
give you that.
didn't laugh.
Not funny. Did laugh.
Didn't laugh.
I like fruit snacks.
That's fucking
Everybody
mean.
does.
Oh wait, you said
Annoying.
laughs. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah. I
You
was
know
gonna
what's
say,
an
dude, what's
annoying
up with you?
meme?
And
The simp meme. It's
Me
been
sleeping?
overused so much, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care if you call
People
me.
use it all the
I
time.
really don't care. It's just a word, but like, it's been used so much, and some people just don't know the meaning of it, and then they just.
well, you're
Oh,
not a
it's-
simp.
yeah,
you're just
it's
a nice,
so
you're a nice
overused.
person.
Used now.
But is
There's a
it?
difference between a simp and a nice person. I've been trying to explain that to people, and
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Oh, you're being nice.
Exactly.
What a simp! Oh, he's a
There's a
simp." And I'm
difference
like, "That's not a
between
simp."
there's a difference between being halfway decent towards someone and being a simp. Like being a
Big,
Being a
big
simp
it's
is that
annoying.
nice guy thing.
You do one nice thing and you're now. It's just overused and it's annoying.
Uh huh.
I think should we like just kind of crack down on the definition of simp? Because I think like once you start just like bending over backwards and for somebody like to the point where it seems like your back's going to snap metaphorically, then like okay, you're a simp. It starts hitting that
It's
point.
when like a
Well,
male. Or
there's
a
also,
female
like,
is
the matter
super
of-
submissive to like a person. That's what
It's
I
like
feel.
giving everything you have to somebody, even though you're getting nothing in return, and still like
yeah,
going
like,
crazy
you have to
over
have that
person
factor of,
Yeah.
like,
over
they don't care
backwards.
about you back. Like, it can't be someone.
Yeah.
It can't. You can't just call, like, a husband who, like, gives his wife everything a simp. Like, that's not how that works.
I think like, well, I'm not gonna say this is like in the definition of a simp or outside of it or whatever, but like, heck, like most relationships just have a give and take, and like people try to get into a relationship, and even if you try to like be a simp in order to do that, then you're not gonna have like a proper relationship in the first place.
Yeah.
So, like maybe every once
Like,
in a while calling
see,
somebody
what
a
a
simp is
simp-
okay.
What a simp is to me is like this video that I saw earlier where this dude gave a girl like hundreds of dollars so that he could kiss her boot. I don't. It's probably a fake video.
What?
It's a meme.
I
This
wouldn't
dude
doubt
literally just
that.
sits there.
Kiss her.
This dude
Kiss her
literally sat
what?
there at this girl's doorstep and held money out while he was bowing down to her, and she said, "You can kiss my boot for like probably around $1,000." and he said, "Thank you, goddess." And it's like, all right, that's just
Let
a
me
big
Sounds like
tell you
old
statement out
something.
here.
Let me tell you
That's
something
like,
that's fake.
oh well, probably.
I
There's
don't
no way
know.
that's real.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
I wouldn't doubt it.
even though that's like one person in the video, you never know. It might happen in real life because a lot of that stuff does happen in real life.
Yeah.
Real life
Oh
is
yeah, like
pretty
dudes
sad
that will sit
sometimes.
there and like donate to like female Twitch streamers just to hear their name. It's like
Oh, that
why?
one Joe Swanson meme.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe $1,000.
just that stupid bitch.
She has a
Hey,
boyfriend.
hey. Come
Oh,
on.
Watch your mouth.
stupid. Sorry.
Watch your mouth.
I forgot.
You don't even sound old enough to curse.
I'm 16.
He's older than me, dude.
Hey, my mom watched.
He's older than me. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
his mom watches this. Come on, guys.
Stupid simp
sorry,
XD donated
I don't-
$500.
I don't know who your
Hey,
I don't know
we
what your
won't be
mom's name is, but-
demonetized because of the new YouTube thing, because we can have a limited amount of cursing.
Well, yeah, but not on Spotify.
Have they changed
Oh,
like
well,
monetization?
For Spotify is just gonna put it as like explicit, but you know.
Even if there's one swear word in it, just even one.
Sorry about swearing.
Well, they allow it. It's just you're just gonna be marked as a certain thing, but everybody's still
Well,
gonna
yeah,
be
I
able
know.
to listen.
But I'm saying, like, does it immediately? I'm saying it's kind of like a big jump. I feel like they should have something in between because there's either just no label or it's like just explicit with one like hard swear.
Phew.
No,
Like a PG-13
there's
of
a
Spotify.
limit
Phew.
to being like marked explicit in certain areas.
Hmm.
Because like, you know, those like rap videos with like a bunch, those are of course are explicit, but then you have like certain not PewDiePie, but like H3H3, like those aren't explicit because they have like here and there.
Yeah.
So
I
like
thought it was just
there is a
immediately.
limit. No, you don't get
figured as soon as
immediate
it gets
demonetized
explicit.
anymore because of the little.
I mean,
children
you guys
thing.
aren't monetized yet, right? You gotta get 1,000 views, right?
Yeah, I don't even think we're gonna get marked demonetized until we're like in the big leagues. When we're actually competing against other podcasts.
Yeah.
Right now, we're like growing. We're growing.
I don't know. It's definitely been a fun experience for me to be in this because like it's just like a very chill thing to do. It's fun to sit here and be able to listen to other people's stories and then tell your own.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's very nice.
It's definitely really fun.
That's
So
all
I
about
started this
I would do
podcast.
it again. I'd honestly do it again. I mean, like
Yeah, and like
Love to
we're
have you again.
open to welcome anybody in that's willing to.
Okay,
tell
real
their story.
quick. Okay, so I know you guys don't want to talk about anything else, but I just wanted to talk about like anything paranormal. But I just wanted to talk about this because I don't know. It's just
All right,
really,
wait.
it's
First
something
off,
really creepy.
does
What?
everyone
What
here
were you gonna say?
believe in paranormal stuff?
I'm very
I do
mixed.
to an
I have
extent.
mixed opinions. I have very mixed
I can't
opinions.
believe
Yeah.
in something that I can't spell.
I also I have mixed opinions about it because sometimes it's like some of these stories they seem so out of the like way that it's like very hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of crap, but I think you really need to separate it from what could or could not be like possible.
Yeah.
Or even, well, not really possible. Possible is not a good word, but like maybe somewhat believable. Because believable is different from possible, you know?
Yeah.
And like for
Yeah.
me, I've always thought, like I don't have a solid grasp. I don't really think anybody does of what could or could not be possible, or like just
Well,
what
no.
things are beyond our understanding. And like I've always thought,
Exactly. Yeah.
regardless of my opinions toward God himself, I've always thought there is a God and there might be a Satan.
What do
You
you?
know, like
Yeah.
I'm
So I think
very
those are
hesitant to
possible.
believe it because I'm very pessimistic, so I want to see it to believe it. And
it's
so
not pessimistic, dude. That's just realistic.
I'm
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so right
anyways.
now I'm atheist because I don't know if there's anything out there and I don't want to spend my life doing something that could prevent me from having fun because I want to get into a so-called like afterlife heaven.
That would be
thing.
agnostic. It's like just you believe there's something, but like you don't
No, I
know
don't
or
believe there's
care.
anything out there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh, it's all fine. It happens a lot.
Wait, do you think an
What's his
asteroid
name?
killed the dinosaurs?
what was his name that he always pushed you to become a Christian, Caden?
Matthew.
Matthew, yeah.
That's my middle name.
Cody.
I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna say your last
God.
name
Peter
because we don't want
Popoff.
to expose anybody, but he probably already know who he is if he does listen. Which
I
I don't
highly
think he
doubt it.
does. He usually doesn't listen to a lot of us.
Bro, earlier this year he gave me like this little pamphlet explaining like what religion was, and it's like, my guy, I was religious for half of my life. I know what it is. I know. And it's like he just like he sits there and tries to force Christianity onto me, and it's the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah.
See, like that's the thing with me is like whenever I was younger, I was always Lutheran. Like that's how I was raised. But you know, I my views differed. You know, and whenever somebody says like, yeah, you should look into this more. Like I'm open minded to that. Like I don't like it when people get annoying and like try to shove it in my face and jam it down my throat. But like when people are nice
Yeah.
about it and say like, hey, I really think you would benefit from this, and I think you should look into it more. I'm open to that, and I respect that, and a lot of the time I do. I look into it, and I just think about it, and I usually come to a similar conclusion. But like, it's cool of them to do that, so I just keep an open mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, if someone like recommends like some religion that like kind of fits my like what I believe, then it's like, all right, I'll look into it. I mean, I'm not just gonna ignore you. I mean, I'm gonna do the respectful thing here. But then there's other people that are like, there's the Karens in this world that are like, you're going to hell because you don't believe what I believe, and it's like,
Cody's
Okay,
that
okay.
Karen.
or like the same people that are like, oh, gay people are going to hell, which it's like, the funniest thing to do to those people is to use their Bible against them, and it's like, hey, when was the last time that you worked on on the Sabbath? And it's like, oh, so you should be stoned to death because you're not supposed to do that according to the Bible. It also says that you can sell your
Okay.
daughter off.
I think the
Anyways,
Bible is a
people don't
very
talk about it.
metaphorical book. I think
I
you just
know.
need to
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people take it too
And, like-
literally
like
Yeah, like,
Cody. I
even-
think
and cherry pick.
like I'd say Cody's probably one of the more religious people here. And like don't get me wrong, I completely respect everything he believes in, but like sometimes
yeah.
Cody, it does get like a little bit oof whenever you like get like a little bit closed minded and go like, well, guess you're going to hell, you know. Don't really gotta argue about it. Like that doesn't really make
when
me
have I
wanna
ever said
believe.
that?
You've said that to some,
I'm pretty sure.
like not directly to me. I'm saying like to people that are maybe like disrespectful or just gay or something. Like I don't know.
You mean joking around? Kind of
Were
like
you
you were.
actually joking?
Yes, I joke around a
No.
lot about
It didn't
this kind
seem
of
like
stuff.
it.
But yeah, I am. I'm pretty religious. Even you said that,
Same.
Blake. You were saying that you were, and you were joking around.
Belief is like very, very. It's a concept.
It's
Yeah.
certainly.
It's
not. There's no fact involved whatsoever, and that's kind of hard for me because like I think almost solely with fact
There's a
and not
lot of
emotion.
facts.
There's a lot of facts, but a lot of them don't have to do with religion, dude.
There's like
Like
there's
religion's a very
Look, my main thing is with religion is that you can look back during ancient times back when the church was very prominent and ruled everything. And it tells you that the church would change the meaning of the Bible and they would tell people false facts to gain money, power, and other stuff. And it's like, what's to stop people from printing the wrong things in Bibles to make it to where it makes you conform to a certain standard? Like,
Right.
nothing. Literally nothing stops that, and I'm
Like-
sure it's something that's happened.
and
many
there's no
times
way to
throughout
know
history.
It's
exactly
been
what's in the
changed
Bible is true because it was originally written in a language that we can't translate like to English. We've translated it into German and then English, or that's how they did it. And so multiple words have different meanings depending on the context that we wouldn't know because we had no way of learning this language.
there's this teacher at my school, and he's like a Christian, but the way he like his stance on everything I really like respect more than anyone else. Like basically what he says is pretty much like, I'm Christian, but like even I think I'm crazy. We're all crazy. We don't know what's going on. Like we're just
Exactly.
sticking to something that we believe in and going with that because that's
Yeah,
what keeps us
that's how I
going.
see
That's
it.
what keeps us sane. And like I
Yeah.
really respect the way that's put because like not to rag on Christianity or anything, but like there's so many
Yeah.
people in Christianity where like they're always talking about being good people and doing so many good things, but like they just
Nobody follows through.
ostracize so many people. Like they say
Exactly.
treat everyone equally. Well, what about gay people? What about for like the, I guess, I don't want to say old, but like older community, there's a lot of racism. There's like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
just a lot. You just completely disrespect other religions. That's I've
See,
seen with Christianity.
And that's what I like most about our generation is that we're breaking those walls down, you know, of how older generations were super racist and stuff, and we're trying to break that down.
Yeah,
And
that's a cool thing. It's a cool thing.
exactly, it's cool that we're changing this world. Like our generation is changing the world.
No.
Well, I don't know.
We still
I don't
still
know
got
about
some
that.
weird people in our generation though. Think
Oh
about
well,
it.
yeah, I knew a dude at
There are
my
a lot of
work
very
who was
negative
super
changes.
racist. But
Yeah, there are some bad
Yeah.
stuff too. There
for
are
the
some
amount
bad
of positive changes, there's always going to be a number of negative changes. There's nothing you can do about it except for try to make the best out
It's
of that
not
bad
really
situation.
But then every
like the point that
generation
you're
has their
coming
pros
from.
and cons. That's the thing.
That's not really. We're not really changing it. We haven't really done much to contribute to like what you're talking about. We were just born. We were just here. It's
Exactly.
more
Why is
of
it-
the generations before us that
It's kind of
made
like our outlook
the big
and
changes.
the way
Well,
we
yeah.
behave ourselves, and we just become the population. It's just us. Pretty much it. We haven't really changed much. We're just being ourselves, and that affects the entire population.
Yeah.
And like, I think the problem with our generation and even generations before us is like something I would just absolutely love to see among everybody on this earth is just like a big part of it would just be like try to be selfless and have an open mind. And that would solve like a very vast majority of our problems.
Oh yeah.
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 Because
If you
if you
could
just
just- if
like
people could
listen to
have-
the next person,
Yeah, exactly. If more people had an open mind, this world would be a lot different.
like if you can just respect somebody else's views and just sit there and say like, okay, well, this is my view. This is why I don't agree with it. And even if you don't get
Exactly.
anywhere, then you can still have that cool conversation and just sit there, have another perspective, and just like get more knowledge on life around you.
You don't
Yeah,
have
like,
to
I love
believe
learning
someone
about
else's
different
views
religions.
to respect them, and I feel like that's what
Okay.
everyone doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Learning about,
anyways,
like-
what I was going to say before we started talking about all this, which we probably shouldn't be talking about anyways, is so it's back to the paranormal thing. There's a place in Indiana that's like, it's literally one of the most scary places in Indiana for like paranormal stuff. And it's called Okefenokee Forest. And I'm not sure where it's at. I think it's like, I can't remember which city is it and stuff. But we went there, me, my sister, and a couple other people. And because we just do dumb stuff. We went there, we went to the cemetery place, and we went there. And so apparently there's been like plenty of people. There's been dead bodies found there, like a lot, but it's not blocked off or anything. And apparently whenever you go, you hear whistles and you hear like
Like what? ...
And whenever you take, you don't see anything with your like eye, but when you take the pictures, you see ghosts in the photos, or like spirits or whatever you want to call them. And we were sitting in the car and we got out and we were taking like different pictures of like the main area. And I'll send a picture to the podcast of one of them. I can't find the other ones, but so this was one of them.
Oh, hey, by the way, just a heads up to anybody who is completely unfamiliar with like places in Indiana. I live here too, and like, you know, it's Okefenokee sounds made up, but it's not. That's an actual forest.
Nope, it's
not
real.
a joke.
And it is actually haunted. So we're taking photos of the forest, and then we start hearing the whistling, and then you hear like pig noises. It's like really weird. And we started like hearing all of that, and then I took a photo, I looked at it, and right whenever I saw that figure, I heard footsteps running up right behind me. And I could have sworn someone was about to run into me. And then I turned around and there was no one to the left of me. And it was everyone else was to the right of me. and it was like very scary. It was terrifying.
There's
So
this.
yeah, I think it's actually haunted.
There's a forest back where I used to live about, I want to say about 4 years ago now. It's nothing like paranormal, but it's super creepy. Like there's this one guy, who lived probably about half a mile away from my house, but his woods was like he owned property in a woods, and it was like between those two houses, and it was a really big woods, and like apparently I think he had, I can't remember if it was a daughter or a niece that had passed away. I don't remember how long ago, but like basically what he did was he took all of her stuffed animals in that woods and like nailed one of them to each tree, and it was really creepy. Like you would just walk around and see all these like really old like dolls and stuffed animals and like all different brands, all different types. Like some would be humanoid dolls, some would be animals. It was weird.
Yeah.
There's
No,
a
thank
lot
you.
of creepy stuff everywhere. I lived in
Yes.
a motel area in Kansas, and there was a house behind us, and we were living there, temporarily. And it was like behind the house there would always be a new dead animal, and every day it would always become bigger and bigger. One and every night, before those animals would show up, when you would look outside the window, would the lights would turn on, and nobody has lived there. Even like the cleaners that went there, they would always leave immediately because they were just like no. So like I remember like going back there like every now and then because I go to my friend's house that's like a mile away, and like there would first there would be a squirrel or like a mouse actually. Then it'd be a squirrel. Then it'd be like a badger, a dog, and or a cat, and then a deer, and then like it just got weirder and weirder every day, and then that cycle would continue. I lived there for like uh, a month about, and like it was a weird place to live in. I
Hmm.
really believe that place was haunted because like even if like when we saw the cleaners when they opened up the doors, the like stair area is like all broken off, and the like flooring was already like you couldn't walk there without somehow stepping on a nail or something. So that place was like, ugh. It was very weird.
Hmm.
And like,
Okay,
Weird.
continue, mate.
Then why did they have
no,
cleaners?
don't know. I think somebody was trying to like, resell the house or something.
Uh,
All right,
Yeah,
so what's our time looking like? Like an hour or 20?
10:19 for me.
No, I'm saying like
No, he means
how
like
long?
Oh
counting
Time
yeah,
left.
recording.
yeah. Well, I think we are about at an hour.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we still got time.
Yeah,
Well, we started at like 10.
yeah. We started like at 10 some because I know everybody was trying to join in, and then we were practicing. So
Yeah, that was
Oh,
only
yeah,
like
true.
Yeah.
10:05
yeah,
though, I thought.
I think it was 10:10. I mean 10:10, not 10. 10:10.
10:10.
10:10.
It's been like an hour
Yes,
20
big
minutes.
brain.
Okay,
But
well,
like,
unless that's cool with like editing a ton of more audio,
oh yeah,
then
I'm
like,
fine with it. I'm fine with it.
okay, all right, never mind. Continue then.
I'm pretty sure the story was over.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I had a story I was going to tell, and then
Tell
I
it.
forgot.
Booty.
I
Wow.
What was it
No.
about?
forgot entirely.
Wow.
Wait, did you guys see the
that,
photo I sent though?
Yeah.
sadly.
yeah.
Dude, it's freaky.
Oh,
Like
and
there's
what?
there's literally a face there with an eye and a mouth.
Gross. Here's
Yeah,
one.
Which
I'll
chat is it in?
I'll send it to the Discord. It's not on here.
It's a
Oh.
podcast.
Give me a
Yeah.
second.
Okay, here's one of the stories. I'm pretty sure it was another one I was going to tell, but this one's just as interesting, I bet. I went with actually the same girl that said she was like a psychic and a bunch of her friends. Well, a few of you guys are friends. Indiana. You know where Belmont is, right?
Yeah.
Belmont High School. So there's like a park right by that. And we decided to like go to the movies, but these girls were freaking out because like, anxiety and all that crap because everybody has anxiety now. And there's like a line or whatever, and they just did not want to wait through that. We're supposed to be watching Infinity War. Decided not to. So we left that, just went on a night walk, went down to the park. We were swinging around for a bit, just chilling, And then somebody took a selfie, right? Just on the swing, just took a picture, and she had her flash on, and she looked at the picture for just a second, and there was like a human face in that picture. And I saw it for myself, and it looked exactly like a person. And I was like, Jesus. Everybody started freaking out, and we dipped out of there so quick.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
Do they handle outdoor jobs as well?
Oh my
Maybe.
gosh.
Maybe. You never know.
Gonna get Bill Murray up in the park by Belmont. Hey man, got a problem here.
Just imagine a real life Ghostbusters. And then like a real life like Scooby Doo, Shaggy, all that.
Reggie.
Reggie.
Like Scoob.
Now Daffy. Stuff like that.
Yo, let me suck your toes.
Love ghosts.
Excuse
Love
me?
I mean, what?
the monster under the bed always loves toes. That's why they always grab that first.
Wait, what?
They got some sort of foot
Excuse me?
fetish, bro. It's weird. Ghosts, like monsters, are weird, bro.
It's weird those natural phobias that like almost everybody has, like don't leave your feet hanging off the side of the bed, or like don't stare into that crack into the closet for too long, or like
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I used to
Yeah, pretty
stare at
freaky.
the closet all the time. It was so exquisitely. I can't speak words. It was masterful craft. I look at that door and I see a face, and I'd be like, "Hey, sexy, how you doing?" And then I go to sleep because I was very scared.
You were it.
Okay then.
No,
I
what you
ain't
gotta do, you
finna
gotta look at the
cap with
ghost in a
you.
positive attitude. You see a ghost, you gotta be like, "You're looking very pale. Want a Skittle?"
Want a Skittle with that?
It's kind of
You're
weird.
not you when you're hungry.
You want a Snickers?
Skittles.
You want a Snickers bar? Everybody's angry and they're hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Skittles.
You literally yeets a Snickers bar at the ghost. Take that right now. Okay? Don't come to me until you eat that.
Don't want to hear it until you've jammed that whole thing down your non-existent throat.
Do it.
For
Now,
some
I want to
reason-
see that inside you.
Oh gosh.
Alrighty.
For
Getting
some
Casper
reason, I
flashbacks.
remember this thing, and I cannot remember if it was a dream that I had or if it was like real. It's
Dreams
really
are
weird.
Dreams
So
are weird.
I had like, I don't know what it was. So it was me. I was laying on my bed. I don't know if it was a dream or if it was real. I cannot remember. I was laying on my bed, and then a little boy that looked almost exactly like me was like floating above me, like the same exact position that I was in, just floating above me, staring me in the eyes. But like it was all like burn up. Like the boy was like all burn up, and like patches of hair were like sticking up, but then his head was all burnt. So there's only like patches of hair left. And it was really weird. He was just floating above me. That's all I remember. And I don't know if it was real, if it was like a dream or something. I don't know.
Sounds
Remember
like
when you
sleep
were younger?
paralysis.
Remember when you were younger, you'd be scared of like those video game monsters like Slenderman and stuff like that?
Yeah, that
Guys,
Like,
sounds
it
a
was
lot
a
like
dumb
sleep
fear.
paralysis.
It was a dumb virtual fear, but it was still like very scary.
Dude, I was
As
into
a
the
younger
idea of
kid.
sleep paralysis before like everybody else found it to be cool. Like
Yeah.
I was
It's not
really
cool,
watching
it's
Oh yeah,
videos
terrifying.
I
on like how
always
to put
thought
yourself
sleep
into it.
paralysis was. I don't know.
Okay, I've had 2 experiences with it. One of them was hilarious. The second one was horrifying because the first one I was I was probably, I'd say like 7 or 8, and I was at my dad's house and I was just laying in bed and like I would blink, and my eyelids, I could just see straight through my eyelids, like I couldn't close my eyes, and like on my floor there were just gnomes, and they were playing ice hockey on my floor. And like I just had to sit there and watch because I couldn't close my eyes because I could just see
No,
straight
no,
through my eyelids.
No,
And then
not
so
the
that
gnomes.
so that's the funny one. And then the scary one was like this one like goes into the actual hallucination part because like I was awake at the time, but like obviously you can't move and everything. So my sister and my stepmom were getting ready for or my stepmom was getting ready for work. My sister was getting ready to go to daycare because like my stepmom would take her to daycare on the way to work. And they would get up about an hour before I had to go to school. And they just like they were outside of my room because the bathroom was directly next to my room. And like my sister was in the hall, and I saw like my stepmom's shadow coming from the bathroom, like light on the wall. And basically like what happened was I just saw like this girl like in my room in like a really like not really raggedy but like torn up dress, and like she was just staring at me for a while smiling, and then she like floats over to my sister and gets like really close into her face, but like my sister is obviously like that part was real and the girl wasn't, so like she had no idea what was going on, and it was just like floating around my sister taunting her, meanwhile my sister had no idea. It was really weird.
That'd be a experience.
Yeah.
Taunting.
When you take your LSD and you forget that everything is real.
When you take
I've
your
never
LSD,
had sleep paralysis.
Hell yeah, man. Take it, bro. That's not how it works, but take it. Take those drugs.
Hey, I promise.
You know what I feel like is
here.
worse than sleep paralysis though? Having a vivid dream that goes bad, like a lucid dream. Lucid dreams that go bad. I've had one
See,
of those.
I've never had a lucid dream.
Oh, all right, bro. Look up how
I
to
may
have
have had
You
one
can
or
look up
two in my
videos
whole
of how to
life.
have one.
Bro,
You can
when
look
I
up
had a
videos of how to
lucid
have
dream,
one.
bro.
Does it actually
you
work?
really don't want
shadows
to.
in my room.
Sometimes they work. See, there are some that you have to train your brain to do it, and it takes a long time. Like you have to like I don't know how to explain it, but it depending on like how you like depending on the person, it works different. Sometimes it can take like up to like months to like be able to do it. But there's one that you can use where whatever you want to like have a vivid dream about, you sit there in bed, just completely still, and you repeat that. You repeat that until and never open your eyes, because eventually you'll feel like something like pulling on your chest and you feel like you're being lifted up. Do not open your eyes, because then you'll be in a vivid dream with your eyes open, and then that can be very damaging to your eyes.
Oh hey,
Who's
I promise I'll shut
Summer
up. Oh yeah, Cody, who's Summer Rae?
But I know who she is. I know who. Joking. I was.
Okay.
Never mind. Never
He
mind.
wanted you to say. Okay, so I promise I'll shut up after this, but I have like one story that I even find intriguing and don't even know if it's like, I don't know, because I have no memory of the situation, but my nephew tells me I should, because he's like a year younger than me, and we always used to hang out when we were younger. And he used to live in like the middle of nowhere. Well, he still kind of does, but this was like even more remote. And we were out, and it was kind of late, like really dark out. And we were both just out screwing around outside. And he says like there were these lights that just went over us and hovered for a while. And he said he was like terrified, and we both like jumped underneath the trailer and like hid from them. And then we both like screamed and then just ran in the house. And he said like we were both terrified or something. And you would imagine like something like that I would remember, but I have no memory of it whatsoever to this day.
You got
Like,
abducted,
not
didn't
even
they?
a little.
Bro, you got
Wiped your
Oh,
memory.
probed and
by
they
the way,
erased
about
your
lucid
mind.
dreaming, if you really want to, if it does go bad, there's nothing you can do. You're almost always stuck there, and you can feel everything that's going on. It's not a fun time, and most of the time it can lead to having sleep paralysis. So yeah,
You know
I
what we
mean,
should
I
do?
wouldn't
I don't know
recommend.
about you.
I
but I
wouldn't
smell
recommend
cat.
doing like vivid dreaming. It can be fun, but it can also turn out really bad.
You know what we should do though? This is gonna be big. As a podcast, we should take a tour to all the haunted places in the world.
You know, we
Oh,
should
yeah.
That would be
definitely
cool.
not do that.
I would be very intrigued.
I'd be
I
down.
would really enjoy it. I'm down for it. Well, like the most prominent, you know,
I mean, wait.
like Queen
How many
Mary
people
and
here
stuff like that. You
don't
know,
live in Indiana? I know that.
Me.
I
And
also live in Indiana.
Gabriel
I
and
know
Ghost
what's
Diablo.
So I mean, like,
Illinois.
Oh, so
came up,
Came down.
yeah, we
he's
can
in
meet up and go to
Texas.
Came
haunted
up.
Definitely
places.
not gonna go to that haunted state.
Dude, Texas is like probably
Texas is a
Texas
little
isn't
bit.
that bad.
Texas isn't it? There's there's very good stories here too. There's a lot of good places you could go here too.
I know, but I'm saying like this is a boring state. People got nothing to do but make up stories. Like it's just
And eat
corn,
corn.
man. And the cornfields are eerie. Like
Perfect
Yo.
I've never
place to
seen
make like
nothing but
Jason movies
cornfields.
and stuff, though. You know, make horror movies out.
Honestly, the scariest thing in Indiana is when you get lost. I swear.
When you get what? You
When you
completely
get
You
what
get
cut out.
cut
lost
out.
in
When
a
you cut out.
cornfield, my guy.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Why would
I
you
don't
even
know.
go into a cornfield while the corn's up?
I don't
It's
know.
not that hard to find your way out, dude. I mean,
Just
like
have a
there's a
good
tree
sense of
line and a
direction.
road. Yeah, I'm familiar with Trent. Yeah, like,
Oh, I always wanted to do geocaching.
it's not that fun.
it was like
uh,
Oh, tie a noose.
just like rocking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, another
Speaking
game
of
I
nooses,
recommend if you like horror stuff. Oh, go ahead.
oh, that's a massive plus, isn't it?
Yeah. Corpse Party is a very good game. It's like an anime game, but like it's still a decent game if you want to have like a good story-driven horror game. It's kind of there. I have a game for a lot of things. I've played for a long time, man. I'm very diverse in a lot of games. There's a lot of mobile games you can play too. They're not as good, but you might get a quick scare. Some of them.
I have a story about when I was fishing one time.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
so I go catfishing, and usually when you catfish, you don't know its type of fish. It's very big fish. We go for flatheads most of the time. They're one of the biggest
I
types.
know what a catfish
But you usually do
is.
it during the night or very early in the morning. It's still dark out. Those are the feeding hours of them. And so we're just sitting there, waiting for, like, just watching the pools and everything. And I just feel like this thing just like run, like just like go flying across like my leg. I don't even know what it was, but I could just feel it like running and it like hit my leg. It was very weird. It was like something like very. It felt like it was very big, and I don't even know how to explain what it was. It was just like some weird thing. Very weird.
Some weird thing.
When a mermaid grazes your leg.
Hey, I
Whoa.
think we might want to be wrapping up soon, so you don't have too
Yeah,
much to edit.
if anybody
Yeah.
has one last story they want to tell, they can go ahead.
Ooh, I do. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
It goes with the catfishing thing. So I was catfishing, let's say in June. Caught a catfish, and the hook went through its eye. So the
Oh.
eye was popping out of its eye socket,
Ouch.
and it was making pig noises. It was
Bro,
making pig noises.
What?
Oh, you mean like the noise it makes? It's like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Like a
I was
squeak
laughing,
or-
but I felt really bad.
pig noise.
It's just
more
them
like,
breathing.
it's like a grunt type thing. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Bro,
Yeah.
the
I know what
weirdest
you mean.
catfish I've ever found
Yeah,
was a
it's a-
bald
Croak.
eagle.
It's a
it's a-
croak.
Croak.
So yeah, what he said. Croak.
Croak.
Is.
You know, it's a weirder
What's your name?
word.
I don't know, but I want
Squelch.
croak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder
Yeah,
you
this
could
was a
take
long
it.
one.
Yeah, it was a fun podcast though.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
well,
Come back
maybe
anytime,
it's
man.
nice
Alright,
off here.
thank you everybody for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. I'm just going to let everybody I'm gonna let everybody give away their goodbyes. So 2.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening in, and have a good day.
Cody.
You-
If
yeah,
it was
Cody.
me,
We're
he
not
would say
referring
Zeki.
to- Yes.
Blake.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching, and just have a great day. Have a wonderful one. I really hope it goes well.
Zuck.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to stay safe with all that's going on. Wash your hands. Be safe. Just stay well.
Yeah, stay healthy, boys. And
All that
girls.
good stuff.
Ghost, you
Our
want to say anything?
special guest.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Like he said, yeah, stay safe. Wash your
No
hands.
problem. And me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever you're listening this to. And yeah, stay safe. Don't get the coronavirus, you know.
Don't die.
Don't be like Rudy
Don't
Gobert
die.
and touch all the mics, you know. So yeah, stay safe and have a good time. Boys and girls, we're not sexist on this podcast. Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, guys. See you in the next episode.